ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। नारायणं नमस्कृत्य नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयमुदीरयेत्। नष्टप्रायशो भद्रेषु नित्यं भागवत सेवया भगवतीरुत्तमश्लोके भक्तिर्भवति नैष्टिकी। मम ज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। नमो विष्णुपादाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्तस्वामिनिति नामिने। नमस्ते सारस्वती देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादि पाश्चात्य देशतारिणे। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। Okay. Okay, so I'm going to also just yesterday's verse. So I'm going to just read from Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur's commentary as well. Some important things. Yeah, so in the commentary, he's saying there's no cause for pure bhakti other than the fortunate mercy of the devotees. Austerity and other processes are not the cause. This we already discussed. Bhakti is independent. Madhurya Kadamini, we discussed this, right? Bhakti is independent. Only bhakti sanjayate bhakti. Only bhakti can give rise to bhakti. So it is the pure bhakti which is the cause for um, awakening bhakti in the heart of a jiva. Austerity and other processes are not the cause, though they might be favorable. Uh, this is one point. Okay, so now we're going to read this. ते मयि अपेताखिल चापलेर्भके तान्ते धृतक्रीडनकेऽनुवर्तिनि चक्रुः कृपां यद्यपि तुल्यदर्शनाः शुश्रूषमाणे मुनयोऽल्पभाषिणी. Although they were impartial by nature, those followers of the Vedanta blessed me with their causeless mercy. As far as I was concerned, I was self-controlled and had no attachment for sports, even though I was a boy. In addition, I was not naughty and I did not speak more than required. Now, in this verse, so Prabhupada's translation is indicating that, okay, those Vedantists, they were impartial by nature and they blessed me with their causeless mercy. And the other qualities seem like these qualities were already present in a boy. As far as I was concerned, I was self-controlled and had no attachment for sports, even though I was a boy. In addition, I was not naughty and I did not speak more than required. So he is giving some of the qualities which are required for getting mercy of devotees. However, Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur has given a slightly different explanation. He said, though there were few qualities, Narada had controlled senses. So he had sense control and he had given up childish play, sports, etc. But because of he already had good qualities, but still, after he got the mercy of the devotees, his good qualities increased. So one way of understanding this is that these qualities are favorable, are can be favorable to get the mercy of devotees. Meaning, somebody who has these qualities will possibly approach devotees and will want to hear from them. So these are favorable qualities. Like one is self-controlled, not attached to, and especially as a child, he was not attached to sports, and he was not naughty and did not speak more than required. So which is very difficult to understand for a small boy, right? That age. So he seemed to already have some extraordinary qualities in him. So what Prabhupada is saying in the purport. In the Bhagavad Gita, Lord says all the Vedas are searching after me. Lord Sri Chaitanya says that in the Vedas, the subject matters are only three, namely Sambandha, Videya, Prayojana. Establish the relationship of living entities with the personality of Godhead, this is Sambandha. Perform the relative duties in devotional service, which is Abhideya, and thus achieve the ultimate goal back to Godhead, which is Prayojana. As such, Vedantavadis or the followers of Vedanta indicate the pure devotees of the personality of Godhead. So this verse, all these, who are these Vedantavadis? They are all devotees, pure devotees. Such Vedantavadis or the Bhakti Vedantas are impartial in distributing the transcendental knowledge of devotional service. To them, no one is enemy or friend, no one is educated or uneducated, no one is especially favorable and no one is unfavorable. Except that there's a Madhyamadhikari Bhakta's qualification that he is equal to everybody, but he will keep away from the envious uh, who want to blaspheme the Lord. They'll keep away from them. Otherwise, they're happy to distribute their mercy to anybody, be it enemy, friend, educated, uneducated, favorable, unfavorable. But they should not be envious. The Bhakti Vedantas see that the people in general are wasting time in false, sensuous things. Their business is to get the ignorant mass of people to re-establish the lost relationship with the person of God. By such endeavor, even the most forgotten soul is roused up to the sense of spiritual life. And thus, being initiated by the Bhakti Vedantas, the people in general gradually progress on the path of transcendental realization. So here, the business of the Bhakti Vedantas. So people in general are wasting time in false sensuous things. But the business of the Bhakti Vedantas is to get the ignorant mass of people to re-establish lost relationship. By such endeavor, even the most forgotten soul is roused up to the sense of spiritual life, and thus, being initiated by the Bhakti Vedantas, the people in general gradually progress on the path of transcendental realization. So this we understand. But the this wasting time in false sensuous things actually has to decrease, right? So the Vedantavadis initiated the boy even before he became self-controlled and was detached from childish sporting, etc. So this is slightly seems I've not been able to understand this because here the verse is saying that I was self-controlled, and here the purport is saying even before initiated the boy even before he became self-controlled and was detached from childish sporting, etc. So maybe I don't know whether it's a typo or I'm not able to understand. So a little bit mixed up. It seems verse seems to be saying that he was already self-controlled, and the purport seems to be saying that he was not self-controlled, and still the Vedantavadis initiated the boy. But before the initiation, he became more and more advanced in discipline. So okay, so this may be the explanation, the contradiction. So okay, so this is what it is. So basically, what this is meaning is that ado shraddha tata sadhu sangha bhajana kriya. Now, when when he got the association devotees, he did not have any good qualities. But still, because they gave him mercy, before the initiation, he became more and more advanced in discipline, which is very essential for one who wishes to make progress in the line. Which means that before initiation, he became self-controlled, he gave up childish sporting, he did not speak more than required. So the devotees, they gave mercy freely, and by their mercy, there was a change in heart. This is the result of bhajana kriya, right? So when we do bhajana kriya, we have to become, uh, we have to develop these good qualities of being self-controlled and detached from childish sporting here, detached from childish material, getting attached to material things, not speaking more than required. So here it seems to be, Prabhupada seems to be indicating that these are These are some things that devotees should develop before initiation. In the system of Varnashrama Dharma, which is the beginning of actual human life, small boys after 5 years of age are sent to become brahmacharis at the Guru's ashrama, where these things are systematically taught to every boy, be he a king's son or the son of an ordinary citizen. The training was compulsory not only to create good citizens of the state, but also to prepare the boy's future life for spiritual realization. The irresponsible life of sense enjoyment was unknown to the children of the followers of the Varnashrama system. A boy was even injected with spiritual acumen before being placed by the father in the womb of the mother. Both the father and the mother were responsible for the boy's success in being liberated from material bondage. That is a process of successful family planning. So this is Garbhadhana Samskara, right? So this Garbhadhana Samskara means that the child is injected with spiritual acumen. So Prabhupada is saying this is the process of successful family planning. It is to beget children for complete perfection. Without being self-controlled, without being disciplined, and without being fully obedient, no one can become successful in following the instructions of the spiritual master. And without doing so, no one is able to go back to Godhead. So very clearly, Prabhupada is delineating the qualities required. So this one has to be self-controlled, without being disciplined, and without being fully obedient. No one can become successful in spiritual life. But this discipline, fully obedience is a rare quality nowadays. Because nobody is, we are not being told to be disciplined. Unless we read Prabhupada's purports by means of, like generally in terms of preaching, etc., these things are not heard of quite more often, right? So when Prabhupada was present before all of us in this material world, he used to emphasize a lot on surrender. Mm. Surrender used to be the mantra, right? Which means that you come and then immediately you have to surrender, give up all your attachment, give up, shave, Prabhus shave their heads and, start wearing Vaishnava clothes, Prabhus and Matajis, before that, maybe they were not even wearing clothes properly, but now they have to wear saris. Then men have to wear uh, dhoti, kurta, shave off their heads, wear tilak, etc. All of it. That's it, right? No, no, no slow process, no compromise, no nothing. So automatically they were forced to be disciplined. They're forced to be disciplined because there was no option. Of course, see what Prabhupada did in the initial days, we should not confuse. A lot of devotees are confused. Prabhupada was not very strict. Prabhupada allowed devotees to do certain things which he later curtailed. Because that was the initial days. Like say, for example, today I'm starting, if I'm starting a new preaching program, it's not like day one I'm going to tell everything, right? So yeah, if somebody takes a snapshot of that and says, oh, what is this, this preaching is going on, they are yeah, so many things we might not be so pakka in following, right? Like yeah, maybe offering prasad food, or people are not wearing tilak, or whatever, right? It could be so many things, right? It's just new people. But we cannot take that as the standard. So Prabhupada only started introducing standards later when the movement slightly started growing and everybody had accepted the basic principles of at least 4 regulative principles and chanting at least 16 rounds. Then he started introducing other. But unfortunately, devotees are reading, hearing about Prabhupada those days, initial days of his preaching in the West, and concluding that, oh, okay, see, Prabhupada did not enforce rules. Why are you enforcing rules? Prabhupada is clearly saying in his books, Prabhupada always said, saying that if you have any confusion, books are the basis. Right? So we have to read the books, not simply go by some hearsay about what Prabhupada did. And even if you have to understand what Prabhupada did when, we have to understand the context very clearly. We cannot simply unintelligently conclude something by seeing something or hearing something about Prabhupada. It is all convenience. for convenience, right? We have just utilized some incidents that might have happened and just said, yeah, Prabhupada was so nice. He was always smiling. Prabhupada hammers in his lectures. If you hear his lectures, he's hammering, right? Rascals. Where is he nice? He was not nice. He was very, very hard, right? Thunderbolt. Nobody could speak. He seemed so curt actually, like from general. He seemed, I'm saying, right, from worldly view, saying that when somebody is speaking is a general etiquette that somebody lets the other person speak. But Prabhupada never used to leave other people speak. If he sees that they are speaking some nonsense, he used to just cut. Right, so we have to understand Prabhupada's mood, Prabhupada, what he did, etc., not simply out of context. So it's very clear Prabhupada is saying one has to be self-controlled, one has to be disciplined, one has to be fully obedient. Obedience, I've been emphasizing this from the beginning. Right? Spiritual life means obedience. First, obviously, obedience to Guru, right? And obedience to devotees who are senior to us. And those who are seniors should be obedient to their seniors. It cannot be like seniors are not obedient, right? Then we cannot be obedient to such seniors because they are not themselves not obedient. So this whole process has to be in place. And today we see most devotees, like 99% of the devotees, don't have any kind of authorities they have surrendered to. They don't have any authorities, spiritual authorities. Everything is optional. Everything seems to be optional, right? Uh, Even the devotee who brought a particular person to guru initiation, etc., he's seen as optional. Meaning, if I want, I will hear from him. If I want, I listen to what he's saying. And unfortunately, even the preachers are having the same tone, saying that it's okay, everybody has freedom to decide. No, they don't have freedom. This is our, what is that called? It's our disease. And this freedom is our disease. Obedience is the cure. We have to be fully obedient, not partially obedient. So this is important. And now here it's said that before initiation, the boy developed all these qualities. It may be that he did not have any of these qualities. At least from the purport, it looks like Bhakti Vedantavadis, they gave mercy. They gave mercy, yes, yeah. Mercy meaning not directly initiation. Mercy means bhajana kriya. Yeah. So we go, we preach. Yeah, any type of person, right? As long as they're not envious towards the Lord, we are happy to, introduce them to Krishna consciousness and slowly bring them to bhakti, etc. Right? But before initiation, there has to be some standards. And Prabhupada is saying one has to be more advanced in discipline. It cannot be that the people are like that only, right? Or yeah, some 5%, 10% here and there still eating outside. Uh, these kind of people should not be allowed to come into the parampara. They're a disgrace to the parampara. How can we consider them as actually being part of the parampara when they're not following basic rules of eating, etc. Right? So this is a very strict thing, serious thing. Just imagine, we're getting entrance into the parampara of such great acharyas. So we have to have some quality, some standard we should have reached. Uh, so it's not like, it's not like we've achieved perfection, but these are basic ingredients. These are not necessarily qualities. Okay, self-controlled, at least to the extent of following four regulative principles, right? But we should at least be disciplined and fully obedient. Yeah, we should understand, okay, I'm not super qualified, but basic vows I'm taking, minimum 16 rounds, following four regulative principles. This I try to do as sincerely as possible. But we should be disciplined, right? And we should be fully obedient. Now, Guru is saying something, we should abide by it. We should try to follow it. Otherwise, no one can become successful. So when a devotee transitions into this mood, That means that he's now definitely on the path back home, back to God. Just I keep repeating this word: sincere, serious. Right? We can add these two to those: disciplined, fully obedient. Sincere, serious, disciplined, fully obedient. So if these four qualities are there, then definitely that devotee will go back to God. So it just depends on when we actually develop these qualities, which is when actually our initiation happens. This is our real initiation, not whatever that official process of being accepted or accepting a guru. Because we will not really take advantage of that mercy. Because mercy means following instructions. And mercy doesn't mean simply it is flowing. Mercy is flowing, but if we are not following instructions, we will not get the mercy. It's like that same thing. Food in front of us, but if we don't take it and put it into our mouth, no use. Mercy is sitting in front of us. So this is when we actually become initiated, right? And also what Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur is saying, that one might not have all these qualities, but when they come in touch with devotees, actually they will develop these qualities. Mm. Mm. Okay, then there is one more very beautiful point here. Mm. So 2 points. So when does a devotee develop mercy? Meaning, till now we are talking about taking mercy, right? When does the devotee want to give mercy? Meaning, he becomes, when does he become compassionate towards other jivas? This Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur is saying, very, very nice point. When hardness of the heart caused by gunas is destroyed, please hear attentively. When hardness of the heart caused by gunas, so the material qualities, gunas, they cause hardness of the heart. So anything to do with this material world causes hardness of the heart. Now, when this hardness of the heart caused by gunas is destroyed and becomes soft, how? By devotion to the Lord. So the heart has to become soft. Heart has to become soft by devotion. Then mercy will appear in the heart. So, which basically means that the person is actually freed from the modes. So, we should not understand this mercy as material compassion. This is not material compassion. This is spiritual compassion. Why it is spiritual? Because actually the influence of the gunas is gone. Because the heart became soft. The heart was hard by the influence of gunas, and now the heart has become soft. That means that the influence of gunas is gone, which means that the heart became soft, means that he is now beyond the control of the gunas. So it means that the only thing that can be there is that is spiritual mercy, meaning it's not material compassion, it is spiritual compassion. Mm. From Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu, so Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur is quoting a verse. Uh, it says that part of bhakti is called bhava, whose essence is samvit and hladini shakti, which is one ray of the sun of prema, which will soon rise in the heart, and which softens the heart with desires to meet, serve, and exchange love with the Lord. So this softening is this. The softening is because of the intense desire to serve the Lord. The heart softens by that kind of a devotion, right? So which is means that the devotee is sufficient progress, right? Nishta, ruchi, asakti, right? Somewhere there, real compassion will start. Till then, it is all seems like material compassion, because here it's saying actually at the state of bhava, right? Hmm? That heart softens. So we should understand that if you have not reached the stage of bhava, or at least asakti bhava, somewhere there, whatever compassion we are showing is possibly material compassion, and that results in very wrong decisions. Right, the decisions we take will possibly then be based on material compassion, not spiritual compassion. Mm. So the spiritual compassion will appear only when bhava appears, right? Or like I said, asakti bhava, and um, that softens the heart. That softens the heart with the desires to meet, serve, and exchange love with the Lord. So the heart is softened by this intense desire to serve Krishna, and thereby the gunas are destroyed. Heart becomes softened, and then mercy appears. Right. So it's very, very important to understand: are we giving out material compassion, or are we distributing spiritual compassion? If you have not reached these higher stages of bhakti, that means mostly we are distributing material compassion. It might seem like spiritual compassion, but it's actually material, right? Which might also be okay, as long as we are helping somebody to come into bhakti. But we have to be very careful, that is, we should know that okay, we have not made so much progress. So in the name of this material compassion, we sometimes give, like we tell people it's okay, even if you're not doing, it's okay, and we say that it is my compassion. And no, that is just material, because I am also not following, so I'll tell others also it's okay if you don't follow, right? But actual spiritual compassion means compassion for the jiva, which is bringing the jiva to disciplined or fully obedient state, self-controlled state, right? That is real mercy. And that mercy will manifest only at that stage of bhava, where there is no material tinge in the heart of the devotee. Mm. And also one more very important point, Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur here is saying the first four stages of bhakti are understood here in this verse. Mercy of devotees, service to devotees, faith and taking shelter. So Ado Shraddha Tata Sadhu Sangha Bhajana Kriya. This much has been explained in one verse, right? That's what has happened now to Narada Muni, right? He had some little faith, then he got association of devotees, then he started doing Bhajana Kriya, right? Because they initiated him. So in one verse, three stages of bhakti are covered. So I'm just again summarizing the important things here, saying that at least these four qualities one has to develop. Only then actually one becomes really initiated, which is sincerity, seriousness, disciplined, and fully obedient. Then basically means one is ready to follow the instructions of spiritual master. Till then, one should not get initiated. And then once they get initiated and they are disciplined and self-obedient and fully obedient, then other qualities, good qualities develop. Like here mention of self-control, not talking necessarily, not attached to like childish sports, etc. For a boy, like those qualities have to develop. But at least we have to be disciplined, we have to be fully obedient, and if we are sincere and serious, then we get initiated. Then by following the instructions of the spiritual master, we will make progress. More good qualities will be developed, and thereby we will become eligible to go back home, back to Godhead. And the other thing is, who gets this mercy? When does the devotee get mercy to distribute spiritual, actual mercy, real mercy? Is when he comes to the stage of bhava, when his heart softens with the intense desire to meet, serve, and exchange love with the Lord. At that time, actually, mercy manifests, and that mercy that devotee can distribute at that level, right? Not otherwise. Otherwise, it's just possibly some semblance or bhasa, abhasa of that. So it's material, might be material compassion. And in this verse, four stages of bhakti have been described. Actually, the same four stages for us: Shraddha, Sadhu Sangha, Bhajana Kriya. Right. So these three things are, and also some bit of anartha nivritti, because some also bad habits, good qualities he developed. Okay, so I'll stop here. If anybody has any questions, we can discuss.
Pranam Prabhuji. Just thought I want to share. Like in our school days, our principal used to tell us that you have to follow yes, DOS instead of yes, boss. And she used to tell us discipline, obedience, simplicity, and sacrifice. So it
Oh,
just
okay.
today I got that
Nice.
thought. And in bhakti, we can keep discipline, obedience, seriousness, and sincerity
Yeah.
to like
Yeah, we can also use
cultivate.
the other two. What was the other two? Simplicity, yeah, no?
Simplicity and sacrifice.
Oh, yeah, okay.
In our childhood, we were told this by our principal to follow this, like,
Very nice.
no,
Amazing principle.
I,
Should go and thank her or him. For
yeah, it was really nice, very, very nice.
simplicity also is a
Mm.
very, very useful. Yeah, but those qualities
Yes,
will develop. But at least these basic ingredients we have to have, right? And
yeah,
it's nice that
like
even
bhakti.
mundane education, if it can teach even these qualities, one can make
Mm.
their life successful by coming to bhakti. Very
But
nice.
now Prabhuji's scenario is different. Now in schools, though, I don't know what they are like. They are just
Yeah.
turning the children into machines
No
who do the
demons. Machines
tasks.
would have still been
Yeah,
okay.
yeah, yeah,
Machines,
actually. Hmm.
machines would have been
Our
okay because
times were different, huh? Our times were like different.
yeah, if they
Mm.
were machines, we could have just switched them off. But they're demons, so
Yeah.
big problem. Anyway.
Mm. Prabhuji, I just want to share something like I just see like my son, younger son, like he's in sixth standard now. So
Mhm.
like 2, 3 years back, he was so like disciplined and things like that. He had memorized that Vishnu Sahasranam and he was
Mhm.
like chanting also. But now there is a drastic change in him. Like we shifted from Delhi to Noida and then we've come here. So like in the school, I don't know what his like friend circle was like that. And now he's constantly like watching those shorts and he's like so much into like watching gadgets. Screen time has
Mm.
increased. iPad
Mm.
पे बस लगे रहते. What should I do? Like he's gone so aggressive and I'm really
How old
upset.
is he?
Like कुछ भी devotion का they don't do now. Earlier he was reading also small books, story books of Srila Prabhupada, and now
Okay.
he's lost all the interest.
Okay. How old is he?
He's 11.
So when did the transition happen?
Um, it was like 2021, like after my mother-in-law expired, like COVID के बाद से like all of a sudden there was a change. I enrolled him in that school also.
Mm-hmm.
Bharat Chandra Prabhuji's
Uh-huh.
running. He was there for 6 months and he was so good there. But वही है थोड़ा घर का प्रेशर था कि ऐसे तूने पंडित बनाना है इसको या कुछ फिर मैंने उधर से इसको निकाल दिया. Pata नहीं
Mm-hmm.
मतलब.
Yeah. Okay. Anyway, we'll have to discuss because
I
it's
need your
not a.
guidance कि इसको थोड़ा ट्रैक पे कैसे लाया जाए. ये गैजेट से बहुत ज्यादा एग्रेशन बढ़ रहा है बच्चों में. Like they don't.
Actually, see, more than bhakti, I think, I mean, yeah, bringing them to bhakti is one thing, right? But this gadgets is anyway material discipline. I tell so many parents saying that, just make sure that, see, whether children are coming to bhakti, whether they like bhakti, etc. That's another question altogether. But the basic, like you were just saying, right? What your headmaster or principal was saying, discipline, obedience. I mean, these things actually are basic qualities. Right now, what Chanakya Pandit says. Chanakya Pandit says that, unfortunately, 5 to 11 years is when you have to straighten out children, right? Like after they are 11, 12, you have to become friends. So now we can't deal with them, we can't punish them, we can't do any of that. But that 5 to 10, 11 formative years, and when there whatever we let them do, they will continue, right? Whatever be the reason why we allowed them to do whatever they did. So now mostly 11, 12 years means you have to become friends. So you should come down to their level. We should come down to their level, connect with them, and then try to figure out what's yeah. So and one of the things is actually also to give time. So anyway, so there are so many things here, but generally the approach must be not now at that age. It's very difficult to discipline them. Now we have to use tricky, like friendly approach, friendly style to kind of bring them to track. Um, yeah.
Okay,
Yes,
Prabhuji,
Prabhuji. I
Hare
understand.
Krishna, Prabhupada. Yeah.
shall I add little bit I
Yeah, yeah,
am
please,
seeing
please.
actually.
Please, you're more experienced
Actually,
than me in this.
my grandchildren I'm seeing after COVID, this has become worst actually, frankly telling.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And plus another point is there that Mute kar. This internet and this so many things which are going on. Now every children is games like that way. They're you can say they're
Addicted.
they are seeing every day like this videos approachable to internet like that way, and so much social media connection
Yeah.
that does little bit they make them slightly rebellious. Rebellious. They doesn't want to listen parents actually. So actually one of my grandchildren was very rebellious. But then I told my daughter-in-law, I used to, she, she was very much breakable. And then I told her one day, I said, you now, if you want to push him actually with the forcibly, he won't listen to you.
Yeah.
No, you have to be slightly as a kind of okay, what you want to do, okay, you have to fix a time, okay, you want to be on internet, okay, 1 hour, half an hour. So you have to ask him, okay, how much time? Like I said that slightly can you have to behave that way. Otherwise, I said it will be very and he's a very good child actually. When he is with me, he takes care of me like a my son actually. He'll catch my hand. He will walk with me. Actually, everything he does. But he does not respond to mother. That was the problem actually. So then she took 1 or 2 counseling, also 1 or 2 session of just talking to counselor like that in school like this. So now he has a lot of changes there actually. A lot of changes there. So as you said, our behavior as after 10, 11, 12, our friend should be friendly and what he wants to do, something if he wants to hold in the internet, we have to discuss with him. Let that we have to bring change slowly. Bhakti and that is a later stage actually, bit later stage. Okay,
Yes.
My wife only tell them okay, chant 5 times Hare Krishna mantra, 10 times mantra. So okay, sometimes they chant something okay, you before sleeping, before eating like that way. Now one of them studied. They have Radha Krishna deities in my son. Now he sometimes his mother will tell okay, do Aarti today. So okay, sometimes he does, sometimes he does not. So that way slowly we can change them. Actually, it's not can a push or so they won't listen to it.
Correct. Yeah. So I think that is clear. Yeah, push will not work.
Yes,
Friendly
Prabhuji. Dandavat
connecting with
pranam,
them.
Prabhuji. Thank you for your guidance. Yes, I'll follow that and I'll fix time like for internet and that works. That will work.
No,
I'll
but that
be
also,
friendly
Mataji,
with.
that also is not an enforcement. See what Anukul Prabhu is also saying. It's like a discussion, right? See now we are on equal
Okay.
terms.
Yes.
Friends means equal terms, right?
Right.
No superiority. I don't have authority when I'm putting these rules. It's a very tactful conversation, friendly
Yeah.
conversation, making them realize mutual like benefit, their own benefit. They have to come to realize that, right? Otherwise, it's very difficult, right? We have to converse. They're all actually more adults than we are, in the sense they are more grown up at that age than we were. So we have to talk to them in their language, connect with them, make them understand in their own language, um, right? Discuss and mutually agreed decisions, right? Not enforced decisions. That's a big change for us, right? Our parents never gave us that scope, but this generation is very different. So if we don't follow that, then they will backfire. They'll become more aggressive. The more we push them, the more aggressive they'll become. So it's a very tactful feeling.
Yes, Prabhuji. I got it. Thank you
Yeah.
so much.
Okay.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu. Can I just add something, Prabhuji?
Yeah, please, Mataji.
Prabhuji, in our times, we did not have peer pressure till we came to college and we were disciplined. We dare not talk in front of the parents. Today, you tell them anything. There's peer pressure even at the age of 9. That you don't like, you didn't go for a holiday there, you don't have this car. It is very difficult to handle. You have to be soft, you have to be mature, you have to, I see it with both my grandchildren, Prabhu. Like I know what, like sometimes both the parents break down. It is difficult. You have to be very friendly with them, very slow with them. In anger they break things also, Prabhuji. Like it's so unruly. Please, please be patient with them, deal with them, understand them. The peer pressure outside it's killing, Prabhu. It's killing. I mean, we think it's only in school, college times, or when you grow up. We didn't even know things. Even after marriage, what the exposure is so much.
Too much.
Please be careful, Mataji.
I tell you small thing.
Mataji. Thank you, Mataji. Then with Pranam. Yes.
Small thing. I on the 2-3 days back, I was telling that my grandchildren, they were society, they were playing cricket actually. They're league type. So few young boys were there in that. They were each other. They kind of was tell, okay, you come bowling, I'll hit you. And he said, okay, on my ball you try to hit actually. So my grandson was bowling. He bowled. He hit 6. Immediately shown him hand. You see, Kenam, that I have shown here like this one. Actually, Kenam, I hit you. So there is so much Kenam rivalry, so much Kenam pressure. Okay, I have to perform more than him. Like that way, Kenam, the children is more, in our time. Okay, all our friends. Okay, whatever, no problem. Go on here. Like that way is attitude actually. Kenam.
Yeah, one more thing actually I've seen which helps. Is actually giving children responsibility in their own way, right? That also is something that we should try.
100%.
But more importantly, it's all being friendly is the key actually. The more we take upper hand, the more they'll become aggressive. That's the bottom line, right? And which is like sometimes grandparents are able to connect, because grandparents are not in that pressure to be to discipline the child, right? They will, with love and affection, they can bring grandchildren around. But of course, it has its own pros and cons. But parents parents also have to develop this transition. This transition we have to do from being disciplined to friendly, and then possibly some situation can come under control. Okay, so anyway, children being disciplined, we are talking about ourselves also being disciplined. Ourselves also being disciplined, fully obedient, sincere, and
Prabhu, if you see, again, our father time, then our time, then our children time, lot of changes there, Kenam, actually. You can in behavior, everything actually, Kenam. Yeah. Even today, as you have just mentioned so many times, if you does not like also, if your mother says something, you still can, you are too okay. You does not retaliate actually, okay, why is she telling me like this actually? So that culture is still there in Kenam. But now you tell your grandson or your small children, he will immediately say, why are you telling me? I won't follow. Whatever you want to do it actually. Independence is more actually. Independence is more actually.
So we can learn so much from children. What they are doing is actually what we are doing.
100%.
What we are doing to our spiritual fathers. What they are doing to their material fathers and mothers, we are doing to our spiritual fathers. We have to be
ready.
So yeah. Okay. Anything else? Anybody? Okay, Jay. श्रीमद् भागवतम की जय, जगत गुरु श्री प्रभुपाद की जय, वांछा कल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्यश्च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमः। Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Dandavat Pranam, Prabhuji.